आपल्याकडे 4-5 मिनिटं इथे आहेत. Okay, so let me start with what happened in Amrut, how that conceptualized. When everybody was celebrating 75 years of Indian independence, we thought that how differently we can do or what differently we can do. And that's where the thought process for Garje Marathi cohort called Amrut came in. We went getting an application from across Maharashtra. The concept was that we select 3 startups or 3 entrepreneurs from 36 districts of Maharashtra, and we also select someone from Mumbai, Pune and Nagpur. That's how we counted 75, and that was our way of celebrating India's 75 years of independence. You see some of our Amrut cohort participants here, and we are very happy that after staying with us for 18 weeks of curated program on mentoring, they found that they got a lot of value out of it and they are continuing. And how did this journey started? So while GMG as an institution started in 2016, that's what our registration certificate says, but the context then was celebrate only success of Marathi people across globe. And that's how Garje Marathi Global 1 book came in, book 2 came in, and then we realized that there are far more Marathi people across world who cannot be fitted into that book, because then you have to keep writing endless books. So why don't we change the context? Okay, why don't we rather try to find out that who are these successful Marathi entrepreneurs, who are these successful Marathi laureates, who are these successful Marathi knowledgeable people, and how do we bring them in a community. But at the same time, the ground rule which we use, that it is not an association to celebrate cultural events. So आम्हाला गणपती, दिवाळी अशा कुठल्याही गोष्टीचा वावडा नाही, पण ते करणाऱ्या खूप संस्था आहेत आणि त्यांना त्यांचं काम करू द्या आणि आम्हाला त्याच्याबद्दल काही म्हणणं नाही. पण हा जो प्लॅटफॉर्म आहे, गरजे मराठी म्हणून जो प्लॅटफॉर्म आहे, तो प्लॅटफॉर्म फक्त आणि फक्त व्यावसायिकता, उद्योजकता आणि कुठल्याही शिक्षणाशी संदर्भात असलेला कुठलाही कार्यक्रम, हा एकच उद्देश डोक्यात ठेवून आम्ही सुरू केला. The mentoring program, we said that we need to have our own innovation academy. So it is a matter of pride for us that we are probably the only innovation academy which is virtual. We do not have incubation center, we do not have physical premise, we do not have any office to show that this is where the registered office is. But what pride we take, and because of that there are no limits for us. So today Garje Marathi Global Innovation Academy, which started in 2019-2020 as a concept, operates out of multiple geographical locations starting from Australia, New Zealand right up to North America. We have group of 75 mentors who are real experts in their individual fields, who come from multiple countries. And unbelievably, when we do this mentoring program, you will find somebody staying awake midnight 1 a.m. in the morning because the person is based out of Sydney or person is based out of Auckland, New Zealand, and somebody is trying to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning because that person is on the west coast of America. Okay, so look at the commitment our mentors are making, look at what we have been doing. So apart from this Amrut cohort program, what we have done so far? So as I mentioned, Innovation Academy, which started in 2019, we have been doing a very focused mentoring programs. We have curated program. So we have a program which is about 4 weeks to 8 weeks, which is only about a very advanced corporates or very advanced entrepreneurs who have been doing a business for a while. They know what business is about. We don't need to teach them ABCD of it, but they want to do their next. And everybody's next is different, because my next is different than your next is different than your next. So that becomes a very focused conversation and at a very different level. Then there is 18 to 22 weeks of curated program, which is for the early entrant or early startup, where they are at a probably bootstrap level, they have some ideas in mind, they have some prototype which is on their table, and they want to start from the business model canvassing right up to business pitch. And the cohort ends with giving them an opportunity to present their ideas to the real investors. So one of that Amrut event happened in Pune on 29th of April this year. Similarly, we make sure that people start from ideation to investment. So that's about the mentoring programs. Then we also had curated program for women entrepreneurship, and that was called Each Women Championship Program. Again, we did it for about 18 weeks to 20 weeks. It was focused at a marginal woman entrepreneurship. So there were about 64 participants again from Maharashtra who participated, and there are very small women entrepreneurs like कोणीतरी म्हणते की मी ना मोदक फक्त करून विकते, कोणी म्हणतं मी फक्त मसाले करून विकते, कोणी म्हणतं की मी फक्त ना काहीतरी शिवणकाम करते. सो तिथपासून त्यांना रिअलायझेशन करून देऊन की तुम्ही फक्त 5,000 रुपयाचा 10,000 रुपयाचा व्यवसाय करताय, तो करताय छान आहे, पण यू कॅनॉट बी हॅपी विथ दॅट, यू नीड टू ग्रो. सो आमच्याकडे इथे नवी सांगवीमधल्या एक ताई होत्या, त्या शिवणकाम करतात. त्यांना आम्ही रिअलायझेशन दिलं की तुमच्याकडे जर शिवणकामाचं स्किल असेल तर तुम्ही फक्त परकर वगैरे अशा काहीतरी गोष्टींपासून डीमार्ट सारख्या ऑर्गनायझेशनपर्यंत किंवा रिलायन्स सारख्या ऑर्गनायझेशनच्या रेडीमेड पडद्यापर्यंत तुम्ही जाऊ शकता. आणि देन दॅट बिकम्स लाईक की दर महिन्याला 20 गोष्टी मी शिवते, तिथपासून ते 2,000 गोष्टींपर्यंत पॉसिबिलिटीज एक्झिस्ट. किंवा आमच्याकडे ज्या डोंबिवलीच्या मोदक बनवणाऱ्या ताई होत्या, त्यांना आम्ही रिअलायझेशन करून दिलं की आमच्याकडेच एक टेस्टी फूडी नावाची मागच्या कोहोर्टमधली आमची एक कंपनी होती की ते 1,00,000 मोदक महिन्याला करतात. आता विचार करा की कोणीतरी घरी बसून 500 मोदक मी गणपतीत दिले वर्सेस मी कायम शेल्फवरती असणारे 1,00,000 मोदक मी करू शकते, आणि ते डिस्ट्रीब्युशन मध्य प्रदेशपर्यंत होतं. सो तिथपर्यंत जी पॉसिबिलिटीज आहेत, अगेन लाईक यू आर सेईंग दॅट इट इज अ आर्ट ऑफ पॉसिबिलिटीज, इट इज अ आर्ट ऑफ पॉसिबिलिटीज. सो ते आम्ही त्या ह्युमन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिपसाठी आम्ही केलं. त्याच्यानंतर एकलव्य प्रोग्राम जो आत्ता आपण बोललो, सो एकलव्य प्रोग्रामची कॉन्सेप्ट आमच्या डोक्यात आली की एकलव्य जसा द्रोणाचार्यांना स्मरून धनुर्विद्या शिकला, तसं आमच्या मेंटर्सचं जे ग्लोबल नॉलेज आहे ते आम्ही क्युरेट करतो, त्याचा आमचा नॉलेज बेस तयार होतो. गर्जे मराठी ग्लोबलचा यूट्यूब चॅनल आहे, त्या चॅनलवरती ते सगळे व्हिडिओ उपलब्ध होतात. तर ते व्हिडिओ एकत्र बसून मुलांना आपलं आपलं काही शिकता येतंय का? फक्त फरक त्याच्यात दोनच आहेत, आम्ही कुठलाही कोर्स संपल्यानंतर कोणाचाही अंगठा मागणार नाही आहोत. आणि दुसरी गोष्ट की पूर्णपणे मुलांवर पण आम्ही व्हिडिओ बघायचं सोडत नाही. आम्ही साधारण एक दर 2-3 आठवड्यानंतर 1-2 तासाचा टच पॉईंट बनवतो. तिथे कुठले तरी मेंटर तिथे येतात आणि मुलांच्या ज्या शंका असतील त्या शंकांना उत्तर देण्याचं काम करतात. सो इट्स अ मिक्स, पण प्रायमरीली एकलव्य कॉन्सेप्ट अशी आहे की मुलांनी स्वतः पुढे येऊन स्वतः काहीतरी शिकावं. आणि ती सगळी मुलं आत्ता विद्यार्थी दशेतली आहेत, त्यामुळे त्यांचा रोजचा त्यांना अभ्यास आहेच. पण जसं मगाशी आपण बोललो की मला 40 मुलं आज विद्यार्थी सहाय्यक समितीमधली उभी राहिली आणि म्हणाली की आम्ही कॅम्पस इंटरव्ह्यूला जाणार नाही. दॅट इज द गेन वी हॅव, और दॅट इज द एम वी आर ट्राईंग टू क्रिएट. सो वुमन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप आम्ही स्टुडंट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप लेवलला आलो. सो हे सगळं आम्ही गेले 17-18 प्रोग्राम असे आम्ही मागच्या 4-5 वर्षात केले. अँड नाव वेअर वी आर हेडिंग. सो आत्ता जी आपली सॅन फ्रान्सिस्कोमध्ये ग्लोबल एक्सलन्स समिट झाली, त्या समिटमध्ये प्रचंड आम्हाला पार्टिसिपेशन मिळालं. सो 550च्या वरती लोक जगभरातनं तिथे ट्रॅव्हल करून आली होती. आणि हा म्हणजे मला असं वाटतं की हा आमचा सक्सेस क्रायटेरिया आहे की कुठलाही कल्चरल कार्यक्रम न ठेवता किंवा कुठलाही तिथे नाटक किंवा गाणी असं कुठलाही कार्यक्रम न करता, तेही महत्त्वाचं आहे कारण इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर कल्चर. पण आमचा उद्देश होता की फक्त व्यवसाय आणि व्यवसायाशी निगडीत जे विषय आहेत ते विषय घेऊन जर 500 मराठी मंडळी जगभरातनं जर आपल्या इथे एकत्र आणू शकलो तर दॅट कुड हॅव बीन आवर पॅरामीटर. आणि मला वाटतं इथेच कितीतरी उपस्थित आहेत जे सॅन फ्रान्सिस्कोला आले होते की दे हॅव सीन व्हॉट पीपल कॅन कम टुगेदर अँड कलेक्टिव्हली अचीव. आता तिथून प्रेरित झालेली मंडळी गेले महिनाभर काही ना काहीतरी डिस्कशन करतायत, वेगवेगळ्या ग्रुपमध्ये बोलतायत. सो आम्हाला असं वाटलं की नुसती चर्चा करून उपयोग नाही आहे, त्याला काहीतरी मूर्त स्वरूप दिलं पाहिजे. आणि त्या मूर्त स्वरूपासाठी आज आपण इथे आहोत. म्हणजे अशी आणि अशा अजूनही काही मीटिंग होती. मग 20-30चं आमचं व्हिजन डॉक्युमेंट, त्याच्याबद्दल मी थोडंसं बोलणार आहे. ज्यावेळी आपली सॅन फ्रान्सिस्कोची कॉन्फरन्स संपली त्याच्यानंतर माशेलकर सर आहेत, प्रतापराव सर आहेत किंवा नरेंद्र काळे सर आहेत, तर आमच्या सलग एक आठवडाभर मीटिंग होत होत्या. अँड वी सेड दॅट दिस इज फाईन, सो वी हॅव क्रिएटेड दॅट व्हाईब, अँड हाऊ डू वी नाऊ गो टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल. And that's where the Vision 2030 document came in, because we started at Garje Marathi Global Excellence Summit saying that we want to contribute to 1% of Maharashtra GDP, which is about $4 billion roughly. But we said that this $4 billion is a number which is always a moving number because our GDP is also growing. So can we rather make some tangible number which we can chase, and can we then get a time to chase that number? So we said we are looking at now $10 billion contribution by 2030. Now, how does this contribution come in from? So, how do you say that $10 billion is our contribution? 3 मार्ग आहेत. पहिला मार्ग असा आहे की महाराष्ट्रातल्या उद्योजकांना जगभरामध्ये जर ॲक्सेस मिळाला, मार्केटचा ॲक्सेस मिळाला, कोलॅबरेशनचा ॲक्सेस मिळाला आणि काही करायची संधी मिळाली, तर त्या ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीमधनं जो रेव्हेन्यू जनरेट होतोय, दॅट वी वूड लाईक टू से दॅट इट इज कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन टू दॅट $10 billion. ऑफकोर्स रेव्हेन्यू तुमचा आहे, पण आम्हाला म्हणायचं की हा इम्पॅक्ट आपण क्रिएट करतोय कलेक्टिव्हली, हा इम्पॅक्ट आपल्या गर्जे मराठीच्या कम्युनिटीचा इम्पॅक्ट आहे. हा एक मार्ग झाला. दुसरा मार्ग झाला की जे बाहेरच्या देशातनं लोक आहेत, म्हणजे आत्ता आम्हाला एक जपानमधनं क्वेरी आली की आम्हाला काही मूलभूत टेक्नॉलॉजीसाठी महाराष्ट्रात इन्व्हेस्टमेंट करण्याची काही ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी आहे का. तर आता आम्ही MIDC बरोबर आमची काही बोलणी झाली की ऑरा सिटी जे औरंगाबादला आहे तिथे काही करता येईल का, रेडीमेड सेटअप गव्हर्नमेंटने दिला आहे. सो अ फॉरेन इन्व्हेस्टमेंट कमिंग इन टू आवर स्टेट कॅन ऑल्सो बी द सेकंड कॉन्ट्रीब्युटर. थर्ड कॉन्ट्रीब्युटर इज की जे तुम्ही आपापसात जे कोलॅबरेशन करते की इथे बसल्या बसल्या कोणाला तरी काहीतरी ऑर्डर मिळाली, कोणतरी म्हणतं अरे माझं प्रोड्यूस तुझं कन्झम्पशन आहे, सो चल आपण दोघंच जण इथे काही व्यवसायाच्या काही संधी मिळत आहेत का, ते कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन, तो तुमचं जी काही बिझनेस व्हॅल्यू होईल. तर
कॅन आय इंटरप्ट?
शुअर.
कारण हा खूप इम्पॉर्टंट पॉईंट आहे. सी, ज्युइश कम्युनिटीमध्ये देर इज अ ज्युइश सायकल, ओके, अँड द सायकल इट्स अ ज्युइश फायनान्शियल सायकल. त्याच्यामध्ये द ज्यूज विल ओनली बाय फ्रॉम ज्यूज. ओके, दे विल ओनली बाय फ्रॉम ज्यूज, दे विल नॉट बाय फ्रॉम एनिबडी एल्स. आणि आपण खूप स्वतःला लिबरल समजतो ॲज मराठी पीपल, त्याच्यामुळे आपण म्हणतो नाही रे असं कशाला वगैरे वॉट नॉट. सो वी हॅव टू गेट आउट ऑफ दॅट मोड. ओके, एव्हरी कम्युनिटी डज दॅट. आणि त्यांचं धोरण असं आहे की इफ अँड ओनली इफ दे कांट फाइंड अनदर ज्यू हू इज प्रोव्हाइडिंग दॅट सर्विस, देन अँड ओनली देन दे विल गो आउटसाइड. म्हणजे दे माइट इवन पे अ लिटल बिट मोर प्रीमियम टू कीप इट इन द कम्युनिटी. त्यांचं म्हणणं आहे की आपला पैसा हा आपल्या कम्युनिटीमध्येच राहायला पाहिजे. सो हे आपल्याकडे आपल्या मराठी माणसाला हे शिकणं गरजेचं आहे. इंडियामध्ये सुद्धा अशा कम्युनिटीज आहेत ज्या तुमच्या गुजराती कम्युनिटीज आहेत किंवा कच्ची कम्युनिटीज आहेत. दे आर ऑल्सो दे आर पॅशनेट अबाउट डुईंग इट दॅट वे. पण मराठी माणूसच हे करत नाही आणि मराठी माणसाने हे करायला सुरुवात करायची गरज आहे. आज आम्हाला जेव्हा जाऊन सप्लाय चेनमध्ये शोधायची गरज होती, आम्ही एक्सपोर्ट करतो आमचे प्रॉडक्ट्स, तर त्यावेळेला आम्ही गायकवाड मी माझ्याकडे इन्स्ट्रक्शन आहे की फर्स्ट यू हॅव टू गिव्ह इट टू अ मराठी पर्सन. आणि आय डोंट केअर, मी इवन वेन वी ऑलवेज हायर फॉर स्किल. सो ऑल थिंग्स बीइंग इक्वल, द मराठी गाय विल बी गिवन अ प्रेफरन्स. आणि आय डोंट केअर, देर आर नो इन्व्हेस्टर्स, आय डोंट टेक मनी फ्रॉम एनिबडी एल्स. सो दीज आर माय रूल्स, आय डू माय बिझनेस दिस वे, दीज आर माय एथिक्स. सो आपण सगळ्यांनी हे करायची गरज आहे, कारण त्याच्यानेच आपला समाज पुढे येणार आहे, नाहीतर आपण पाठीमागे राहणार आहोत.
Absolutely. So Amit, thank you so much for bringing in that point. It's very important that we talk about it. So I'm going to give some very clear goals and very clear actions which we want to do from a 2030 achievement perspective, and what we want to do in next 1 year. And the whole idea, you would have seen my post in our group that I was very clear that whoever is attending here need to be very clear why you are here. I'm absolutely okay if you say that I'm here only to see its R&D center. Fantastic. But you have to have a purpose why you are here. And there are 4 purposes we are looking at each participant to come forward and do. Category 1, you can be just a financial support and a sponsor. Okay? And we are okay with that because we need people to sponsor. We want people to come forward and give a financial support to this entire ecosystem. Second category is, you are a financial sponsor. And that's why you would have seen my wording and oblique or, that always going to condition. So it's not or, it's always and oblique or. Okay, so let's get that.
I think and is compulsory.
And is compulsory, and oblique or is. Thank you for making that.
देण्याची पण वृत्ती असली पाहिजे ना.
Yeah.
घेण्याची नाही, फक्त देण्याची पण असली पाहिजे.
So the next category is that we are looking at somebody coming forward and saying, while yes, I have a money to give, but I also have a time skill to give. And I'm going to commit my next 1 year, my next 2 years, or maybe my commitment to this community. What time, how much time, what activity, that obviously we will subsequently let you know. But you need to stay committed. You cannot say की मी 2 महिने केलं आणि मग सॉरी आता माझे प्रायोरिटीज बदलल्या, मी नाही करणार. नसेल तर तुम्ही आज म्हणा की मी 2 महिन्याची कमिटमेंट करू शकतो. पण जर तुम्ही एकदा कमिटमेंट केली तर वी काउंट ऑन यू. ओके. तिसरी कॅटेगरी आहे की तुम्ही म्हणता की नाही मला काय लॉंग टर्म कमिटमेंट वगैरे करायची नाही आहे, पण मी एखादा स्पेसिफिक प्रोजेक्ट्स आय एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट इट, स्पेसिफिक प्रोजेक्ट आपण करायचं, त्या प्रोजेक्टपुरती मी कमिटमेंट करेन. मग ते प्रोजेक्ट 2 महिन्याचं असेल तर 2 महिन्याचं, ते प्रोजेक्ट 2 वर्षाचं असेल तर 2 वर्षाचं, बट माय कमिटमेंट इज व्हेरी स्पेसिफिक टू दॅट कॉज अँड दॅट प्रोजेक्ट. आणि चौथी कॅटेगरी आहे की बाबा मला याच्यातलं काहीच जमणार नाही, पण माझ्याकडे खूप स्पेशलाइज स्किल आहे किंवा माझ्याकडे असं काहीतरी आहे की जे कोणाच्या तरी कामाला येऊ शकेल. सो त्या स्पेसिफिक एखाद्या गोष्टीसाठी मी 1 दिवस येईन किंवा मी दर महिन्याच्या 2 तास अवेलेबल राहीन आणि मी ते कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट करेन. सो ऑल दीज 4 पॉसिबिलिटीज एक्झिस्ट अँड आय पर्सनली बिलीव्ह दॅट ईच वन ऑफ अस हू इज प्रेझेंट हिअर टुडे हॅज टू बी इन 1 or more categories in this. So I am going to ask each one of you before you walk out of this room that which category you are going to be belonging to, and that's very important. Unless you make a commitment, it is not going to happen. Okay, now I'll tell you about some of the goals which we are going to look for or what we are going to chase. So first we are looking at community growth and engagement, a very very important factor. We have seen a lot of engagement that have been happening for last 5 years to 8 years, but the target what we are looking at immediate is minimum 10,000 formally registered community members onto our community platform. So there is a community platform we started Garje Marathi after our conference. We will give you all details how to do, what to do, etc. But we want formally registered 10,000 people onto that platform. Okay. And then we will keep giving you opportunities to engage. So that engagement can be in-person engagement, that engagement can be a meeting like this, that engagement can be an event. So we have been doing at least 2 or 3 events every year. So last year we did on 6th of August a huge event in Shivaji Park, Mumbai, and where more than 1,000 people were present there. And Dr. Anil Gakodkar chaired that event. So we have a people at that level who make a commitment to our cause. Second event we did was on 26th of January when we launched Ekalavya program formally globally. So event was in Pune but live telecasted across globe. Third event we did it at the Bhau Institute on 29th of April for our Amrut cohort investment pitch day. That was a D day on that, and then we did the 4th event on this 29th 30th July for San Francisco. So we'll keep giving you opportunities to engage. Okay. Second we are looking at is the global reach and impact. So we are looking at having a formal 150 chapters functional. So my word is functional, not just registered. Functional 150 chapters in 70 countries, because we have members and we have connects in 70 countries across globe, which is an ambitious number and a huge number, but we will aim for that. And first of such 3 of such first engagement happening in first week of October. So San Diego, Ashwin Abhyankar has taken a lead and he is going to make it operational. Milind is going to take a lead in Boston and he is going to make it happen in Boston. Another we are trying to do it as a Denver. Okay, so we'll talk more about when the formality is in place. But we are looking at 150 such chapters in 70 countries. That's the next goal we have. Third goal we have is a very clearly a knowledge sharing and mentoring. Very important, very very important topic and very close to my heart as well. That's where the whole context of Garje Marathi changed from writing a book about someone to making a people for whom the book can be written. Okay. That's where people here can come forward and say I can be a mentor in X topic, Y topic, Z area. And we will keep doing. So generally we have been doing 2 mentoring programs every year. Every 6 months we have some or other mentoring program coming up. So very soon we will announce this year's mentoring cohort. So we want people to come forward and commit, and we have a very curated, very structured outline of this program, but we want people to come and give that commitment. Knowledge sharing is yet another important, because there could be a mentoring program, but a lot of knowledge sharing also happens outside. For example, I mentored one company in our first cohort. Even now, after those cohorts are over, we still meet once in a month, and we still keep mentoring on to the next level and the next level and next level. And that's where you will see how Mayobas is here, Nadi Darangin is here. We have already formally closed Amrut in May, April, right? But we keep meeting very often, and that knowledge sharing continues, because there is always a cohort which will end. But there is always a mentor who will stay with you, and that's where we are saying that it's a life cycle mentoring we are talking about. And that's my next program, is about creating an opportunities and creating a professional development at core is something we are looking at next. Then impactful events and knowledge, I already spoke about. The event has to be very, very impactful. It should have a major impact for us to talk about. Self-sustainability is a very important area I want to talk about here. So we have not charged a single rupee to anyone. We have not taken a money from anyone. And thankfully there are mentors here. We have not given a single rupee to our mentors. So up until now we have been saying की आम्ही कोणाकडनं पैसे घेत नाही आणि आम्ही कोणाला पैसे देत नाही. पण ज्या वेळेला आता आमचा ग्लोबल इव्हेंट झाला आणि त्या ग्लोबल इव्हेंट नंतर वी रिअलाइज दॅट फायनान्शियल सेल्फ सस्टेनेबिलिटी इवन फॉर अ गुड कॉज इज रिक्वायर्ड. म्हणजे people have been contributing as a part of platinum members, or there have been volunteer donations people have been given. So it has reached to a point. But obviously now we are looking at a self-sustaining financial stability even for Garje Marathi's cause. And we will obviously let you know details how people can be contributing to that or what people can do about it. But self-sustenance is also going to be our one of the goal this year. And the last part is create this collectively leaving that positive impact for state of Maharashtra and for that matter our nation. Okay, but Maharashtra, because we have a reach in Maharashtra. I will be very glad if someday we find a reach in next state and a neighboring state and a neighboring state. But at least from a commitment perspective, we are committed to this soil, this land, and we will create that positive impact. So these are the goals which align to our 2030 vision. Now the how part of it. Now how part मध्ये 5-6 गोष्टी आहेत. एक तर जसं मी म्हटलं की तुम्ही एकदा कमिटमेंट केलं, and that is why the commitment is important for us. We are creating a GMG champions network. So you will be called as GMG champion, or you will be tagged as a GMG champion, and you can be champion in any of the areas. You can be champion in giving the knowledge, you can be champion in sharing the knowledge, you can be champion even in logistics, you can be champion even in executing a project. Okay, so not everybody need to be mentor. We need people, somebody to stand up and say, okay, I know how to get a CSR fund. Okay, I know how to do a project management. It is absolutely fine. But GMG Champion Network is a formal network. People will get a tag and you will be in a position to identify who are my champions around me and which areas they belong to. So that is something which we are doing. There is already background work happening, and our request is to identify you as a commitment is precisely because of this, that are you going to be our donor champion or are you going to be our otherwise a champion. Okay. Next thing we are doing about is a strategic partnership. I am going to spend about a minute on this. We have been doing some MOUs in last 3 years, 4 years, and let me be very honest here that not all MOUs have found the right way. Okay, so people were excited to write an MOU. We don't know what happened with it today. So there are only 3 or 4 MOUs which actually are meaningful associations here. Say for example, I'm not going to very specifically name, but still, Symbiosis has been working with us for last 3-4 years. They offered their incubation center to our startup to go there and do some experiments, to have a physical access to labs, etc. etc. Vidyarthi Samiti giving us a platform for Ekalavya program and getting the student community to go about it and talk about it. So we will review all the MOUs which we have signed up until now, and we will keep only functional ones, and we will only identify which are the strategic partnership we want to really pursue, invest time in, invest effort in it, and that's what is going to happen next. Yet another point is content creation and media presence. I am very happy that I have somebody like her sitting here saying that I am a media person. Yeah. It's very important that we have contents, we have a wealth of knowledge. So we want to transform them into a knowledge content, a reusable content, and we want to make sure that the social media platform is extremely effectively used, and we need people who will come forward and say, hey, you know what, I can do this for you, okay, and I will be in a position to help you manage our social platform and media platform and so on. That's next on the target. Then next is a mentor experience. This is something I want to again, the member experience and the mentor experience. Like we said that our mentors have been extremely committed to the cohort. The startup companies have found their next. They have taken their next steps. They achieved from the cohort and from the mentors' knowledge and the entire network. What we want to now do is create that mentor pool, and outside GMG, if you want to keep connecting with these mentors, you are free to connect with that mentor and explore them. You may want to onboard them as your advisors. You want to onboard them as your directors. You want to onboard them for a purpose. Obviously, it is mutual. It is mutual, but if you find it important, please do that. That will help mentors also to stay committed to the cause. See, they are already committed, but it also helps them mutually that they are doing something more than what they just do in a mentoring program. Similarly, for the members should also get something out of it. So they should know, okay, all I need is probably, can I have a connect in, say, Washington, or can I have a connect in Auckland, can I have a connect in Sydney? Why not? There is a phone call away member available there. I can give you access, make a phone call, go to Atlanta, meet Amit. Amit will do what best he can do. Okay, or go to Sydney, meet Dr. Vijay Joshi. Vijay Joshi
I
will
think
be
this is incredible.
Correct.
हे खूप इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. At a different stages of company, at a startup level, you need different type of guidance and help. Okay, but as you start scaling, as you start gaining traction, and as you start scaling, this worldwide impact is extremely important because you need to find markets for your products which are not just local markets. You need to find global markets, and economies go up and down all over the world, right? So sometimes when an economy in a certain geography is down, there is another geography where the economy is going up. So you need to find the market in that economy and allow yourself to get that boost because you have to survive. See, at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, your goal is to make sure that your company survives, the organization survives. It's not just to stuff your pockets, right? So I think that this is going to be the biggest, in my opinion, help as an organization that GMG can create.
Absolutely.
Is this global reach for our people and global reach for the products. असं सगळेच जण काही मॅन्युफॅक्चरर्स नसणार आहेत किंवा सगळेच जण काही OEMs नसणार आहेत. There will be others who are distributors, there will be others who are resellers. So why not create that, stitch that network out, right? आपल्याकडे केवढ्या कंपन्या आहेत की बऱ्याच गोष्टी करतो आपण इथे, पण त्यांना ग्लोबल मार्केट्स मिळत नाहीत. So we remain small.
Right.
Okay. And again, I think the mentors need to come back and teach the local teams how to build more finesse and fit and finish into the products. जर तुम्ही वर्ल्ड कप क्रिकेटला खेळायला गेल्यावर ते रणजी खेळू नाही शकत ना,
बरोबर,
किंवा गल्ली क्रिकेट नाही खेळू शकत.
राईट.
सो इफ यू वॉन्ट टू प्ले ॲट दॅट वर्ल्ड लेवल, यू ऑल्सो हॅव टू हॅव द फिट फिनिश ऑफ द वर्ल्ड लेवल. आय फील की दिस इज एक्स्ट्रीमली इम्पॉर्टंट. आणि हे माझ्या दृष्टिकोनातनं आय हॅव मेट मृणालिनी एशिया इकॉनॉमिक फोरमच्या वेळेला भेटलो ना आपण, राईट. सो आय वॉज फॉर्च्युनेट टू मीट विथ हर ओव्हर देअर, आणि शी वॉज आस्किंग मी, विल यू बी अ मेंटर? आय वॉज आस्किंग हर द रिव्हर्स. I said, can I find a mentor?
Correct.
Okay. I'm actually trying to do the reverse. I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I grow from here? I can give to the ones who are trying to get to this level, but I want to go to that next level. How can I grow from here?
Right.
And I'm trying to find mentors. Right. So I think there is a perspective. We all need mentors. We all need help at some point in time.
Absolutely.
And this is an amazing platform.
Absolutely.
देर इज अन इनहेरंट ट्रस्ट. आत्ता मगाशी कोणतरी म्हणलं की देर इज सो मच इनहेरंट ट्रस्ट. मराठी माणसाशी जेव्हा तुम्ही मराठीत बोलता, आय थिंक देर इज अ, कदाचित 25 वर्ष अमेरिकेत काढल्यानंतर मग आय स्टार्ट ट्रस्टिंग मराठी इज फार मोर इझिली देन एनीबडी एल्स. पण देर इज दॅट मराठी कनेक्शन, देर इज दॅट आपल्या घरातले संस्कार जे आहेत ते सिमिलर असतात, आपले मेंटल इक्वेशन्स पण सिमिलर असतात.
बरोबर.
इट इज ईज ऑफ डुईंग बिझनेस.
बरोबर आहे, बरोबर आहे. आणि दॅट इज वाय आय सेड, सो देर इज ऑलवेज समथिंग फॉर एव्हरीवन. You will always try to do your next, and you will always find someone who has already done your next. Correct. Right, which will help you to do your next, right? So that's what is all about. And the last 2 points, digital platform for everybody to be on the same page. So we, honestly speaking, we have a website which is up and running. Then we have a WhatsApp which is up and running. So what we are trying to build is a very cohesive one digital platform where you will find. So you can actually feel it like it's a LinkedIn of Marathi professionals. Okay, so you get everything there. You have everything there. So that's what we are currently busy doing that. So it is at a stage where it's an ideation process is over, and people have started to try and figure it out, who is going to build, what is going to be built, etc., etc. And last and very important, for us to stay committed to this cause, we said that what is our value qualification is. What is it that value we create? What is it that value you contribute? And what is it that value you deliver? So unless there is a value change, so we are only measured based on the value. Okay? And that is at the core, and that will continue to be at the core. So value qualification is very important for us, and that's what we are looking at. So in summary, 2030 vision document is in place. 2030 goals as I spoke to you just about, and then we have certain actions to do in 2023-24. Okay, so my only request is going to be, after we are done with the meeting, I am again going to float a poll, because it is very difficult for you to commit now. But make sure that in a poll you say 4 categories, and it will be like multi-choice categories. Okay,
So
you have to
business
steal.
ethics first.
Ah.
Okay. Don't let them go. Never let the
Fantastic.
customer leave the. Never.
So
leave
you are
the
going to
customer-
vote now.
Yeah, exactly. You vote now.
You vote now.
And the
Fantastic.
vote is not secret. The vote is open.
Yeah, correct. It is open. So I'm going to do it right away after I finish this, and you will have to vote now before you walk out. Am I right? Otherwise you'll be locked here.
नाही आहे म्हणजे we are
I
a
have facility,
we are
I
a
have
secure
facility.
facility. Your badge don't work going out. Okay. नाही लंचचं वेगळी गोष्ट झाली. बाहेरच नाही पडू देणार मी तुम्हाला, आणि इथल्या नॉन फंक्शनल टॉयलेट्स आहेत. So, अजूनही ऑफिस होतंय तयार.
No, but I think, thank you very much. I think this was an opportunity for me to tell you about. So those who know about it, it's a reconfirmation that this is what we are. Those who didn't know much about GMG, I think this was an attempt for you to know about GMG and what our plans are. And as I said, we stay committed to 3 causes. Cause number 1, entrepreneurship development. So at core, entrepreneurship. And it can be a woman entrepreneurship and a student entrepreneurship and a regional rural entrepreneurship. Okay, and that's why we have people like Krushi connected with us and so on. Second is we stay committed to the knowledge at the core. So it is a knowledge driven organization, and it will continue to be knowledge driven organization. And third, it has to be mutually beneficial for every single member of this community. Like I said, with these 3 things, I think I would like to say thank you so much for your patient listening, and thank you so much.
Absolutely.